I am John Michael R. Montella.
And I am Nersal Joy M.L. Mention.
And I am Princess Rose Q. Aguilan.
And we are here to discuss the political caricature of the American era. Okay, so today we're going to discuss the political caricature of the American era from the year 1900s to the year 1941 by Alfred McCoy. So, let's go back to our main topic. What really is a political caricature? Caricature is an exaggerated or distorted drawing of a politicians, or event highlighting what the artist sees as most unique about the current event. Another thing is, caricature is oftenly used to reveal cultural assumptions, prevailing moods, even real insights and events and trends. So that is a political caricature. Political cartoons and caricature are rather a recent art form, which varied away from the classical art by exaggerating human features and poking fun at its subjects. Such drawing play a role in the political discourse of a society that provides for freedom of speech and press. Cartoons become an effective tool of publicizing opinions through heavy use of symbolisms, which is different from a verbose written editorial and opinion pieces. Cartoons are a unique form of journalism which contrasts with conventional forms of communication. The image it portrays casts a powerful interpretation. Commentaries mass media inevitably shape public opinions, and such kind of opinion is worthy of historical examination.
Here are some examples of political caricatures from year 1900s to 1941. The first picture shows that Dr. Santos he wants to give his crown to the brother-in-law named Dr. Barcelona. But there's one guy wearing salakot and barong trying to stop Dr. Santos because he's not begin with. And the second picture, it tells that the example of the police is not showing some unyielding manner in front of the poor child, knowing what his reasons and why he stole the skinny chicken. The third picture is a portrait of a police officer at the screen, and it shows that the older couple are making love. And the youngster couple look horrified, that's why the older couple laughs. The fourth picture, it was published by The Independent on November 27, 1915. Uncle Sam was riding a chariot pulled by people wearing school uniforms. It is also a particular punishment of Filipino for the execution. And the last picture, it was published by Lipang Calabao on August 24, 1907. Uncle Sam foraged to those politicians and members of Progresista, which is also known as Federalista Party. The patronage of the United States being felt toward inordinate desire on what belongs to others and on what is appropriate for people's sake.
Alfred W. McCoy, or Dr. Alfred W. McCoy, was born on 8th of June 1945 at Massachusetts, USA. He is a professor of the Southeast Asian History at the University of Wisconsin at Madison, where he also serves as director of the Center of the Southeast Asian Studies. He spent the past quarter century writing about the politics and history of the opium trade. McCoy also spent his past 30 years writing about Southeast Asian history and politics. His publications also includes the Philippine Cartoons on 1985, Anarchy of Families on 1994, The Closer Than Brothers Manhood at the Philippine Military at 2000, and Lives at the Margin at 2001. Let's talk about the historical background of the document, Philippine Cartoon by McCoy. Philippine political cartoons gained full expression during the American era. Also, Filipino artists recorded national attitudes toward the coming of the Americans as well as the changing mores and times. 377 cartoons compiled in the book speak for themselves. Also includes the Philippine Cartoons on 1985, Anarchy of Families on 1994, The Closer Than Brothers, Manhood at the Philippine Military on 2000, and Lives at the Margin on 2001. Three of his edited volumes on Philippine historiography have won him the country's national What I Can Do Book Award. In 2001, the Association for Asian Studies awarded him the Goodman Prize for a deep and enduring impact on Philippine historical studies. Alfred McCoy's extensive research in Philippine and American archives provides a comprehensive background not only to the cartoons but to the turbulent period as well, which is American era. Also, the artist-writer who designed the book contributes an essay on Philippine graphic satire of the period, which is Alfredo Rosas. Highlights in this era are the transition from the Spanish colonial period to the American occupation period demonstrated different strands or changes and shifts in culture, society, and politics. Also, the challenges, scandals, and influence brought to the Filipino by the Americans. Those pre-war caricatures that were seen on the book entitled Philippine Cartoons Political Caricature on the American Era, 1990 to 1940, made a history that will never be forgotten by many.
Another greatest highlights during the American era is that Filipinos politicians did not understand well enough the essence of democracy and the accompanying democratic institutions and processes. Patronage became influential and powerful, not only between clients and patrons, but also between the newly formed political parties composed of the elite and the United States. The transitions from a Catholic-centered Spanish-Filipino society to an Imperial American's assimilated one and its complications. Sexual revolutions mindset that occurred around 1930s. Conditions of poor Filipinos in the Philippines. So overall, the caricature in this period was all about a subtle way of expressing discontent with the American era, which they ruled.